What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon. It's Mother's Day, and I'm hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, you may notice my glass is slightly in the used condition. This is actually a second take, as halfway through filming the first one, my dog started ripping my wife's rose bush out of the ground, and I had to cease and desist and go and try to save the plant before the dog destroyed it. So, we're on the second take of this beer today, and this one is Toxic Blonde, and this is the Apricot Blonde Ale from Toxic Brew Company, and they're out of Dayton, Ohio. Now, you may recognize this beer. The Toxic Blonde is kind of one of their regular beers, so this is a variation because this has the apricot flavoring, or apricot. I don't know if it's natural apricot or what it is. Doesn't really say it on the can, but apricot flavored blonde ale, which seems appropriate for a nice warm spring day. And anyway, now if we look at the can artwork, this is actually what sucked me in. I always bash people who buy stuff based on can artwork, but every once in a while it does happen. I went in to buy a mini keg for my beer tender thing, and I saw this and I couldn't pass on it, right? So this artwork is by Tiffany Clark, is the name of the artist, and on the can it says tiffanyclarkart.com, although I did go to that website and it wasn't working properly for me. I don't know if it's down temporarily, but she's also on Instagram at tiffanyclark_art. So it's TIFFANYCLARK_art. I went and checked out her stuff. It's a lot of really interesting, cool stuff on there, and this is no exception. So I'll put a picture of it up. You have the young lady, I guess, pulling her heart out here. You see behind her is heart, I guess it's ribs in the shape of a heart. So pretty cool looking artwork on the can, and it did work. It sucked me in. So we'll check this one out. All right, as far as ratings, Untapped 3.71. Now, I will say there was only a limited number of ratings because this is the variant. The regular Toxic Blonde had a ton, but this not so much. For that reason, I couldn't find it on Beer Advocate. Now, they did have the regular Toxic Blonde listed, but not this variation. All right. This is 5.6% ABV, 22 IBUs. As far as this, not a bad looking beer at all. If I go to my Brew HQ chart, maybe a 3, 4 maybe. It's very light straw colored. I would probably say 3 I would go with. As far as the carbonation, fair amount of bubbles, really slow moving, pretty big, pretty decent sized bubbles. The head looks magnificent. We got at least 2 fingers of nice white frothy head. Looks really good. Yeah, that's a good looking beer. Let's give it a sniff. I can smell again, which is a glorious thing. I've been on antibiotics for about 3 weeks now with a sinus infection. And just yesterday was the first day I could kind of taste and smell normally again. It's been coming and going. It's been wreaking havoc on my channel and on my life, to be honest, because I felt pretty terrible for a couple of weeks. But I feel magnificent today. I can smell again, and I can pick up the subtle smells in this, the scents. For me, I'm picking up subtle apricots, not heavy, not cloyingly sweet, and a little bit of kind of grainy smell as well, which is quite nice. I don't know about you all. Whenever I see fruit goes into a beer, I dig fruit-flavored beers, especially like Heffies or Blondes or stuff like that. But the one thing that I hate is when it tastes artificial. They're cloyingly sweet and gross, and it tastes like you're eating candy. Again, I'm a fan of fruity candy. Just don't want it in my beer necessarily. And this isn't overpowering. Nice, subtle fruit smell. All right, let's give it a taste. Happy Mother's Day. First things first, the body. Nice and light, perfect for a nice warm summer's day or spring day like today. So this could go down real easy. Now, the one thing I do like about this beer, I would say this is sessionable, but this is 5.6% ABV. So sessionable, but not just garbage. You know, a lot of your session beers, what people call lawnmower beers, are so low in ABV and really deliver nothing in flavor. And I always think like, yeah, sure, it's, you can drink 20 of them, but why? You're just going to piss 20 times. What's the point, right? This actually has a little bit of flavor to it, and even though it's lighter bodied, delivers on the ABV and has a decent flavor to it. So getting into the flavor, what do I pick up? First thing I think you pick is the grain. Kind of light. It's a bit crisp. It almost is like like Kolsch-like for me, at least, like that sharpness you get in a Kolsch. I kind of picked that up in this blonde, which is real nice base. Then you pick up the apricot. Now, like I said, with the fruit can go one of two ways. People can masterfully blend the fruit in and it tastes good, or you can just say, screw it, we're trying to make Alco Pops, we're trying to make a Four Loko thing and basically an alcoholic soda. This isn't that. The apricot taste is subtle. When you first, I think you smell it more than you taste it initially. Once you drink it, you kind of feel you can taste, I guess, the apricot in there, the fruit in there, and it tastes really nice. It's kind of a subtle flavor, which balances nicely against the grain. The other thing I noticed, 22 IBUs, so obviously you don't have a massive hop presence, but you do have a nice little bit of bitterness in there. Like I said, you kind of get a light, grainy, lightly sweet backbone. You pick up the fruit, and then you have a little slight bitterness to it, which works with it, and I think makes this a pretty good overall beer. So for me, I did get sucked in by the artwork. Most of the time when that happens, the beer doesn't deliver. This one actually did. Toxic Blonde, the Apricot Blonde Ale from Toxic Brew Co. I actually like this. It's a very good beer. So for me, Toxic Blonde on this Mother's Day, big thumbs up. I'm sure there's some of you out there that have a Toxic Blonde in your life. Maybe this beer will remind you of that. If so, give it a shot if you can find it. Hey, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. How are you celebrating Mother's Day? Are you getting some beers in with the ladies in your life? If so, let me know how your day went. Hope everyone has a glorious day. To all the moms out there, cheers.